Happy hump day, T-subs. Girl, I woke up feeling good, feeling great, and I said, since I'm feeling good, feeling great, let me go on ahead and give y'all the Love and Hip Hop Miami from Monday night, girl. Y'all was sitting here rushing me about it after I asked y'all nicely not to rush me about it. I was going to get in a couple of y'all, but I'm not going to do that. I understand y'all missed me and I missed you too, girl. So we just about to jump right on up into this thing, how we do. Make sure to do what, boys and girls? Like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe. Be sure to hit that bell. Become the notification gang. And if you really rock with my channel the way you say you do, any videos that have ads on them, just let them run. Help me help you. That's all I ask of you. Girl, this was season 3, episode 9, Take a Bow, but the gag is it should have been called the telenovelas because, baby, they gave us a nasty piece of production with MJ and Miss Amara. They really did. They gave us a nasty piece of production. And we gonna get to that when we gonna get to that. But first, let's get down to this. Chameleon is in the dance studio rehearsing, and Suki come in walking like she just got dicked down 5 minutes before it was time for her to shoot. But it was because she was walking in some damn heels that she ain't had no business wearing. Now listen, girl, I like Suki. First of all, Suki funny looking. That's number one. Number two, her outfits just be all over the place. And number three, she just has a very easygoing, lighthearted, always want to laugh, always want to joke type of personality that I myself can dig. I can dig a girl that is not so girly, that ain't so hood. It's like a nice mixture of both. She's very entertaining, very likable, and I rocks with Sukiyana. I really do. I rocks with Sukiyana a lot. And I rock with Chameleon too. And I rock with Hood Bread too. I can honestly say for the most part, with the exception of Nicki Natural, I pretty much dig all of the young girls that might not understand up here on Love and Hip Hop Miami for this season. The both of them have their reservations about Alvin being their road manager. Child, Mona, you going to hell. Because you sitting up here making a mockery of the LD. And see, Alvin is such a starving artist. He is going to do any and everything he can do to get back on somebody's TV on VH1 for Monday nights. This whole road tour manager thing, and see, and this is why I feel like this part is scripted. It has to be, because if Alvin had any real footing in the industry, and especially as being anybody's manager, he just went off to have managed somebody else and not managed the front line down to the Sundays hired and employed by Trick Daddy. Y'all can't sit here and make me believe this otherwise. It's fake, it's phony, it's put together, it's contrived, it's made up. But it's also entertaining, so I'ma just let y'all have it. Girl, Suki trying to say skeptical, bitch, I died. She said, soup-tical, soupical, soup the kente. Girl, I said, and then Chameleon had to get her together with the word, honey. But you gave it the elementary school try, Sukiyana. I'm not even mad at it, sis, because I actually live for you a lot. So Alvin come in with his lisping, spitting, stuttering ass, talking about he booked them their first tour date down to the homestead. Suki tells Alvin that Bobby Lights will be their MC, and Alvin said that he and Bobby had decided to become cool after Trina's mom died. I'm really glad that y'all did. Y'all were arguing over peanuts as far as I'm concerned. And it won't really no need for either one of y'all to have a problem with either one of y'all. So I'm glad that y'all got rid of that. Like, Bobby, you don't need to be beefing with the mentally impaired anyway. That does not make you look good on anybody's resume. Miami Temp comes in snatch, baby. I love her bob. I love her outfit. I'm digging everything Miami Temp drill. Let me get that together because y'all know L. Teddy got me together, honey. He said she will always and forever be known as Miami Tip drill. And I say, well, bitch, we know her as Miami Tip. But y'all know I love me some L. Teddy. That's my little boo thing. So I'm going to do him the justice and I'm going to call her what she is. Miami Tip drill. Miami Tip drill comes in and tells her, and they tell her that they're giving Alvin a chance at being their role manager, and baby, she was completely weak at it. What I love about Miami Tip drill is that she a real bitch, and I can rock with it. She didn't necessarily discourage them away from doing it. She just gave them her reservations. But at the end of the day, this y'all group, this y'all tour. If y'all want to have him headlining, fine. I mean, manage it, fine. I ain't got no issue with that. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And what I also love about Miami Tip Drill is the way she handled that whole situation with Saucy Santana lying ass. I love the fact that she can handle herself under pressure with a lot of grace and dignity and poise. Like, I live for that. I live for a woman that can remain a woman under any circumstances. And I can rock with you for that Miami Tip drill. I need a tip drill. I need a tip drill. Hey, it must be your ass because it ain't your face. I need a tip. Y'all don't know nothing about that Nelly from the Uncut back in the days, girl. Anywho, Prima Donna and Amara meet up for lunch and Annie shows up. Oh, girl. Annie comes out and says, I'm the reason why he's even in Miami, so y'all might want to thank me for y'all's relationship. I said, ooh, girl. Like, Annie, you came in on the wrong tip, sis. You really did. Like, you came in actually on a bitter Betty tip, but we gonna get to that in a minute. Annie tells all about how she supported MJ as a single mother, and she watched him do nothing with his career. She said that he refused to work. She feels that the same thing that he did to her, what happened to Amara, and Amara admits that she is going through some of what Annie said that he did to her, but she didn't want to admit it. She just pushed it to the background. And a lot of women do that, and y'all need to stop doing that. If y'all notice that there's something in y'all relationship that is just not right, speak up for yourself. Don't push nothing to the background because that don't make it no better. Just because you put a Band-Aid on it does not mean that that's going to heal that wound. That wound is going to always be there. And it showed because you got home after listening to this woman talk about him left to right, front, right, and sideways, and I believe every single solitary word of what Annie said. You basically kicked him out. Girl, this is where the telenovela kicked in because... And listen, I don't think Amada is that great of an actress. So I'm not going to sit here and say that her feelings were not real, her tears were not real, and her feelings were not valid. I'm not saying that because I love Amara to death. And I believe, again, every single solitary word of what Annie had to say. I believe it. Girl. All I'm going to say is this, because I can't say what I want to say without being shady, and I don't want to be shady because I love Amara. But for me, it was just like, okay, and scene. Don't bring nothing in my house. Don't you bring nothing in my house. However it was she said it in Spanish. I can't think of it right now. But baby, that pointing and that look she gave, like, I believe if it really came down to it and Amara and MJ got the fight, and Amara would beat the hell out of MJ because that was what she gave, honey. Girl, she was pushing her mama arm and everything up out the way. I said, ooh, wait a minute. Amara is really upset, baby. That woman was hurt. And this is the thing about it, MJ. If it didn't have no validity to it, you wouldn't have been as upset about it as you was. I mean, you tried to cry. I ain't seen that Netra. Child, they tried to unseen you, and you couldn't do it, which is why they had to send Mama La Negra up there to come and talk to you. She was only shown on camera, not you, when you supposedly crying, whimpering, and trying to catch your breath. I ain't seen not one tear fall down your foot, which is how I know you not that great of an actress either. And the thing about it is, brother, you need to get your ass up out there and work. Okay, a man that don't work, he don't eat. That's the word. That's 2 Thessalonians 3:10. Y'all love to sit up and talk about the Bible when it comes to the gay people, but when it comes to a man not working, everybody is on hush mode. Don't just pull out your Bible when it comes to the girls. You need to pull out your Bible when it comes to any and everything. And I'm sorry, if you are this talented as you say that you is, there would be no reason why you're not featured doing something with Amara, or featured doing something with Briscoe, or if he does anything in the music industry. I'm just assuming that he does. Or you would have done something with Trick Daddy. There were too many ways for you to get your footing in the industry, MJ. And the fact that you haven't really just proved everything that Andy had to say. But at the same time, Amara, there's no way any trick could come to me with some information about my man and not at least not give him the opportunity to explain himself. I don't really felt like you gave him much room to really express himself, but I get it. Everything that she was telling you that she went through, you're going through now, and you ran off of emotion. And I'm not going to judge you off of that, mama, because I do believe every single solitary word of what Andy had to say about MJ. And MJ, the thing about it is, this is the reason. It's always a blessing and a curse when you get with somebody that's just as fine as MJ is, because look at what she got to go through. Yeah, he fine, but girl, he ain't working, and that ain't fine. And I need to make sure, come hell or high water, should anything ever happen to me to where I can't go on stage and backpedaling the coochie pop in the handstand while singing a nasty piece of verse, that I could depend on you to go out and make the money and make the coin and keep the living going, because girl, at the end of the day, ain't nothing going on but the rent. You got to have a J-O-B if you want to be with me. Moving right on along. Joy meeting up with Trina at the restaurant. Joy says that they should take a trip to the Bahamas to celebrate her mother's birthday because that's where her mom grew up at. Trina doesn't know if she really wants to do that, but she eventually agrees to go. And she also wants to bring Bobby Lights as well, because she was like, I know he gonna work my nerve, but that's what I need. I need somebody that's gonna have us laughing, keep us, up and going, because she doesn't want to get depressed while being there. And I totally get that. I get that a lot. She wants Trick to go, but Bobby doesn't really, Joy doesn't want Trick to go. Well, Joy, this is the thing. You need a storyline. Trina need a storyline. And Trick Daddy need a storyline. Bobby need a storyline. So at the end of the day, he need to go on ahead and go. Point blank, period. But I'm going to tell you this, Trina. You starting to bore me. And you ain't the only one. Joy, you starting to bore me. And Trick Daddy, you also starting to bore me. And it's sad, Trick Daddy, because you actually have a storyline, but you too busy running around here with your panties in a bunch, acting like a little 5-year-old child over a situation that would not be had you not done that silly ass thing that you did. And what you do that I absolutely hate, you love to want to sit up and try to go off or go in on somebody over situations that would not be had it not been for you. You actually have a storyline, Trick. That's what you need to be focused on. Hold on, y'all. I need to fix it. Ooh, shit, girl. You actually have a storyline, Trick. That's what you need to be focused on. So, it's the day for the girls to leave for their show, and off the bat, they complain about the van that Alvin got. Now, at the end of the day, y'all, it don't matter how you get there. Just make sure you get there if you can. And that's exactly what y'all did. How much budget money is Mona Scott Young giving y'all? You got to work with the budget money, girl. You got to work with the budget money. You can't get mad at that because you got to work with the budget money. Now, what you had the right to get mad at was that seedy-ass motel that Alvin got set there and booked y'all at. Girl, I love Sukiyana. Sukiyana says, I'm ghetto. But I ain't broken down motel with bed bugs, ghetto. Girl, I fell out. But she won't lie. The motel was dirty. It was disgusting. It was bed bugs in the damn bed. And see, Alvin, this is why I feel as though you're a much better job at managing the front line down to the Sundays and not these people tour. I'm just being honest, sis. Don't get mad with me. You ain't never did nothing to me. I'm just saying. That ain't your strong suit. I'm really starting to believe that you was really just Trina's paper pusher and she really has somebody else doing all the groundwork. Like, that's honestly how I feel, Alvin, but whatever. Hood Brett wasn't feeling any of this either, but she was thinking about her career and she was thinking about her money, and she just decided to stick it out. Suki and Chameleon, they get an Uber and they leave. I'm assuming they got an Uber to a much nicer hotel with better accommodations, at least a clean shower. I mean, they really won't ask it for much, Alvin. Like this is stuff that you're supposed to go and check out. This is how I know that this ain't the right avenue for you, Alvin. Any real manager would have gone to scope out the venue, gone to scope out where they was going to sleep, and gone to scope out the buses that they was going to be riding in. You didn't do any of that, Alvin, and girl, whatever. MJ goes to go to Shay's apartment to go and talk about what happened, and Shay takes up for MJ. Shay, I get it. That's your brother. You're going to take up for him and have your back. I get all of that. But at the end of the day, you a woman. And the thing that bothers me about you, Francine, is that you are such a walking contradiction. It's okay for you to go out here and look for men with money and some status, but because this is your brother, Amara just supposed to deal with the fact that this grown rusty ass man living off of her, wearing that scheming shiesty ass fedora that all of the salesmen in the cartoons, well, y'all know any two times a man on the cartoons come up wearing that shiesty ass fedora, they always some type of crooked salesman selling you something that they know ain't gonna work, and if it do work, it's gonna break down within a week's time after you done paid hundreds and hundreds of dollars for it. Like, that's what I hate about you, Shay. Instead of you being real and saying, well, listen, brother, I understand how you feel and I get where you're coming from. She was dead ass wrong for listening to that lady. But at the end of the day, you do need a job. You do need to get up and get out and get your own. There wouldn't be nothing for her to have to listen to. Because whatever you would have done to her wouldn't be going on with Amara because you got yourself together. That's what you should be doing as that man's sister. But whatever. So it's time for the girls to go down to their showcase at a white people bar called the Last Chance Saloon. Bobby. What in the RuPaul Drag Race hell did you have on? And the gag is, none of the girls from RuPaul's Drag Race would have been caught dead in that tacky ass outfit that you had on. Like, it was canary yellow right here to the side, and then what was that, Burberry going down the other side, or lack thereof. And then you had the nerve to have the ruffles going around here, like trying to give us Diana Ross tees. I mean, like, Bobby, oh God, whatever, Bobby. Alvin said that the promoter bamboozled him, that it was going to be a sold out crowd. I mean, Alvin, it ain't hard to bamboozle you, honey. It's not hard to bamboozle you, which is why I feel like you should have had somebody else there to double check your work, okay? But I'm going to leave it alone. The girls do their showcase, and the white people was very welcoming of them. They was, and they started to loosen up to have a good time. Like, each girl got to perform. They had the white people dancing. They was trying to teach the white ladies how to twerk, because y'all know they ain't got no booty meat in the back, but they was still trying to help them twerk. Like, that's what I like. I like the fact that the crowd was very welcoming to them. It won't no get out of our city, get out of our saloon, get out of our town. It won't none of that. They had them girls be there. They did what they had to do. And at the end of the day, that's really what it's all about. See, y'all trying to slow down. You moving way too fast. Like, everything happens within its own time. You're not just going to rise directly to the top just because you feel as though you're talented and you're on Love and Hip Hop. Y'all have to start somewhere. And if y'all get big one day, you're definitely going to appreciate and laugh at these little moments that you having right now. But y'all, that's really all I got. I ain't got no more to give you. The episode was a lot more eventful and interesting and entertaining to watch than that tired ass Love and Hip Hop New York. Thank y'all so much for actually giving us something to look forward to watch on the Monday nights. Y'all drop down in the comments. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about the episode. Let me know whose side y'all on. And I'm going to holler at y'all later, girl. Bye.
I just woke up and I rolled up. I just woke up and I rolled up. And I got my plane ticket. That kush that be my starter kit.